Flock up or flock off, not you stick around because it's about to go down. Can you smell what the flock is cooking? You're now flocking with the most energetic entity in the Eagleverse. You know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time. Let's get this thing going. We're going to fly 24/7, 360 fly. I'm fly die. You already know. We got news in, breaking news in, news in. And I'm so mad about this news, bro. Like dogs, like... coaching. Dave Canales has been hired by the Carolina Panthers as their new head coach. What the flock? Damn it. Wanted that guy, but we wasn't going to get that guy because we brought Nick Serianni back, so you knew that wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, that's the way it's going down right now. Let's get this and that's keeping out of the way. Let's keep the maniac thing. Please like and subscribe. You about that fly, Eagles fly. Drop a comment in the box if you're flying with the flock. Let's fly. Well, that's the maniac thing. Let's keep the main thing. No, do remember, join that maniac thing. Noti gang, you hit that bell, you get a bing whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. But now let's keep the main thing, man. Hope this video finds you in good vibes, good tides, clear skies. If you're not there, I hope this helps you get there because we about to go there. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's flock and go. You already know, man. So, yeah, the real news is that was just a little jokey joke. Dave Canales, you know, that's the dude that I was definitely harping for. That's the guy that I wanted. In the event, oh, snap, breaking news. Raheem Morris being hired by the Falcons. Where did that come from? Supposed to be Belichick, Vrabel, like, yo, left field, Raheem Morris. That Rams, like what they did last year with that Rams defense, knowing what they had, all those picks, late round picks, all kinds of things going on over there. Give it up to Raheem Morris. Tip your cap to that dude, man. I wonder where Denard Wilson going to go. But, yeah, he probably looking for a defensive coordinator job, truth be told. That's the guy that I thought we was going to bring back. But let's get into who we did really bring back, which is the news of the day. Breaking news out here. It's not really breaking now. It's got to work. You know what I'm saying? People was talking about this since early in the morning. Dude, I got a text last night from my homie Gordo Flacco talking about Fangio to the birds. I'm like, bro, is you bugging? He has a job. He's in Miami. No sooner, you know, boy hits you with the text, you're going to hop on the Google later, right? But that's what the Google later talking about. Checking there, CEO. Oh, snap. Vic Fangio and Miami mutually parting ways. What the flock is going on? What? Vic Fangio, I'm with the Vics for this, for sure. Vic Fangio, because, I mean, when you think about Vic Fangio, new defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Flockin' Football Eagles. Let's go. I know a lot of people out there really soured on this. I'm really with it. You know I'm a rider. I look at the world through eagle color glass, open your eagle eye, poke your beak in. That's me 24/7, 360 fly. I can't lie. Just the way I am. I can't help myself. I literally really bleed this until it make me mad. Nah, then I still bleed this. Regardless of what, I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit of an apologist. I'm just of a different thinking. I feel like a lot of people are looking at these things with the micro view, and I'm looking at it as a macro view, like it's an overall thing. Like 1 year does not a team make. Does not a coach make, does not a quarterback make. People have up and down years. We see who you calling the best coach out there, dog. You probably calling Bill Belichick the best coach ever, right? He's had a bad few years. You see your boy Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches ever. He's had a bad few years. You see John Harbaugh, he's had a bad few years. You stick with these guys. Regardless of whom or what, let's get back to where the needle's moving right now. Vic Fangio, new defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. And one of the main reasons I'm really riding with this is because as much as we couldn't stand Jonathan Gannon, he was a disciple of Vic Fangio, and that disciple got us to within half seconds, you might even say, of a Super Bowl win. Got us to the Super Bowl with that defense, a much maligned defense that we were saying, all of us talking trash about. I guess that this guy doesn't do it, but he's one of the disciples. We don't got the disciple no more. We got the real McCoy, the real deal, not Shady. Could you imagine? Bring Shady back as the Flockin' running backs coach. Could you imagine? That locker room would be crazy. Regardless of what, Vic, with the real McCoy, is in the building. Not Sean Desai, who was another disciple. Not Jonathan Gannon, who was another disciple. We got the real Vesus over here. I don't want to play with that guy stuff. Last time I did that, I'll let y'all in on a little secret. Back during the chip days, man, I caught myself saying something crazy. Matter of fact, me and Gordo Flacco back then, what? I've been flocking with Gordo Flacco for a minute. Regardless of what, boom, we talking Chip. You know, that first year was crazy, new innovative offense. We doing all kinds of craziness. Like what? You know what? And Chip we trust. Throwing Howie through the damn broom closet. You know, we was with the Chips, right? Say all that to say this. I ain't never saying nothing like that again. But I mean, like, this is Vic Fangio, the real McCoy, someone who's really the architect of this defense. And we can be all upset. Oh, we need pressure. Oh, we need this and da-da-da. You look at it. And I think I remember my dude's name this time. I think I remember Bill Colarulo. Bill Colarulo. I'm going to call him Billy Cola for all intents and purposes of me forgetting names because I ain't got my Ginkgo Balboa yet. I got to go grab some of that, bro. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, take it easy. Got another one. Vic Fangio in the building, the real McCoy, the real architect of this defense. And much like Bill Colarulo, he's imprinted this in my brain. I mean, because we see it, we want it. But we look at 70 sacks last season. 70 sacks was pretty damn dope, and we did get to the Super Bowl with that. But guess what, guys? No blitzing. 70 sacks. What I'm about is pressure. Put pressure on these dudes. You look at that Miami defense, I think they was top 3 in turnovers. Like, they were doing work. So bring that work over here. We don't necessarily have to blitz. I know it's wild for me as an Eagles fan. It's wild to me that these words are even coming out of my mouth. Because me, for sure, I am a guy who wants that pressure. I'm from Jim Johnson, bro. I'm from Buddy Ryan, bro. We want that pressure. But we see this NFL moving in a different direction than that right now as it's currently constituted. You got some of the lowest blitz rates, teams with the lowest blitz rate, high in sacks, and they're also they're still around. These guys don't blitz, they put pressure on. You don't want to have the quarterbacks nowadays, the way this game is leaning towards the quarterback, you don't want to give these guys, you don't want to take too many guys away from coverage, man. We want a hat on a hat, and we want to bring pressure and be aggressive. Boom. And I feel like Vic Fangio is the guy to bring it in, come in here and do that. Now, you might say, oh, but I saw his defense last year, Eagle Maniac, that I was going on with some of these things. Number one, it was still a top 10 defense. Not to mention, he was missing guys like Bradley Chubb. I believe Phillips was out for a long both of those guys gone for the season. Jalen Ramsey missed like the first 5 games. Like, dude, there's guys all over that defense that he was missing. I know these aren't excuses, but these are just reasons why it may not have ended quite the way that we wanted that to end. Another thing that I'm super hyped about is that he wants to be here. He wanted to get out of there and get back here to Philly, where he should have been last year if Gannon didn't stiff us. But I don't really want to blame him either because, I mean, like, what is the dude's not supposed to take the job? And what was Vic supposed to wait around to see what he was going to do? So let bygones be bygones. We move on from this. And not to mention, I heard that Miami could have actually hit us with some tampering-type deals the same way we did to Arizona. So that's crazy. But you know what? We're out of here with that. And another thing that's going on, another big debate going on in the Eagleverse right now is one thing that I wish I would have focused a bit more in on. I was more hyped about Serianni saying that he's looking around for, bringing in new ideas and doing new things. And I'm so here for that. So I was in my elation of hearing those words, completely forgot about Howie's words about the linebackers. And, it left a lot to be desired as far as that locker room, as far as that linebacker room was constructed last season. So we get a guy like Vic Fangio, who was a linebackers coach and old school, old head. What does he have? About 38 years in the damn game. This dude is someone that I think can actually come through and develop guys as opposed to getting studs to come through and being able to coach them. I feel like this guy can develop guys. So as far as what Howie says about the linebackers and like, oh, it's good and we do invest in linebackers and the Kobe Dean and this, that, and the third, and you look back at the Super Bowl, like, I heard a lot of people today saying, like, bro, you got Zach Cunningham off the damn couch. Think back. I believe the same thing happened with Nigel Bradham. Nigel Bradham got snatched off the couch too. Albeit, I know he's catching a lot of darts right now. For whatever it is, the dude gets it done. This is what we fail to remember after a failed season. That's another word I'm hearing going around a lot. Failed season. The team was 11-6 and made it to the playoffs. I know that's not the end-all, be-all, but dude, we're not the bottom of the barrel. Like, relax. This thing is salvageable, at least in my estimation. We're all going to be proven right or wrong next year, depending on how the season plays out, right? I'm just one of those guys. I'm riding with it. I'm flying with it. I'm fly or die, 24/7, 360 fly. You already know how I do this thing. So I'm here for it. They haven't shown me anything, at least as far as consistency, in terms of losing. It's been 3 straight playoff seasons. Like, do you remember where we were prior to these 3 playoff seasons? It just seems to me that, the Eagles, sometimes we're on this roller coaster ride. It'll be like 3 straight greats. And this is, hate to say it, I hope it's not the case. I hope we're breaking the streak, breaking the curse, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe that microcosm of a season, that 1-6, was the rut, and boom, we'll get right back to it, which is what I hope the case may be. But I mean, we all have seen this movie before. Dougie, D. Pitty comes in 4 years, right? First year, they didn't make the playoffs, did they? No, they didn't make the playoffs, but I do believe we finished above 500, if memory serves me correctly. Was it a 7-9 or 9-7? What? I think it was 7-9. That sucks. In my mind, it's 9-7. That's what I'm going with. I remember we beat the Falcons that year too, and then we went and beat them in the playoffs the next year on our way to the Super Bowl. Yeah. That game, for whatever reason, sticks out heavy in my mind because, I mean, we were in a bit of a rut and we were still playing hard. That first season with Carson Wentz, whatever, same first season with Doug P. So, boom, you had him. You had that season, second season into the Super Bowl, third season back into the playoffs, fourth season, things just fell apart. Hoping that's not the case this time. I believe, no, with Chip, it was like 3 years. So I said in the comments in one of these shows I was watching, I believe it was Bill Colorado, Philadelphia Sports Hour, because, you know, I'm liking what this guy has to say. Clearly, I'm one of those guys that likes to live in my bubble. He's saying the things that I like, so I'm watching him right now for a second. I'm riding with him. Him and Farsi was going at it crazy. Check it out if you get a chance. So you got that going on. We've got the first 3 years of Chip Kelly. Boom, he's up out of here 4 years. So I hopped in the comments. I said, bro, it could be worse. We could be the Giants. It could be a coach carousel. Just change, like, do you want that? So then somebody hits me back. I forget it. Twisted Jigger, I believe his name is in the comments. Hits me back with, bro, like, the Eagles literally run a coach. We are the carousel. We do this every few years. But I'm like, no, 2 years is a carousel. 3 or more, it's not a carousel. Because, of course, I'm painting the palette the color of my own opinion, which I'm prone to do. Whatever. This is what we all do. I'm just going to win this argument. You hear me? Fuck out of here. But nah, truth be told, you know, it is a bit of a roller coaster. Things are always constantly moving in this. I just feel, for whatever reason, I just feel like it's different this time around. Of course, I'm going to feel that way. I look at the world through eagle color. Guys, open your eagle eye, poke your beak in, and say it loud with me, eagle and proud. You know what I'm saying? But it just feels different. And a lot of people are saying, why are we keeping Nick? In my estimation, the reason we are keeping Nick is for the fact, think about it. So once again, we could talk about other teams and how just picking up and going just like that. I mean, the guy made it to a Super Bowl last season. Get out of here with that. Like, I just can't let a guy go that just made the Super and just made it to the playoffs. And the team is still riding with him. You hear these guys opining for him, not opining for him, championing for him, like saying, yo, bro, relax. This is our coach. This is the guy. The team didn't fall apart on him. I feel like the coaches, we're talking about a lot of games, a lot of things. The Super Bowl hangover is real. Another thing Colorado brought up was the fact that everyone's saying, like, oh, it's a catastrophe. It's a catastrophe. Thing is, no team in the NFC has done this in 50 years, making it back to the Super Bowl after losing the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl hangover is real. Like, we didn't think it was the case. We hit that 10-1. We was like, what? Woo, we going to break this? Let's do this. We got this. It's a real thing, man. Super Bowl hangover just hit us a little bit later than other people. We stayed up drinking a little bit longer. You know what I mean? We was up. We were still partying. 10-1. Let's go. And then, boom. Got hit with the real reality that we weren't quite the same team we was last year, and we all saw it with our eyes throughout the season. And I don't think some things are just coaching can't overcome. I mean, I'm kind of low-key kind of upset that Desai got the boot for that. Brian Johnson got the boot for that. But, you know, I guess I feel like the organization felt like they needed to make a change somehow, some way, just couldn't run back the same thing, doing the same thing over again, looking for a different result is what? Insanity. Maniac things, you feel me? Which is basically it's the way I'm on it. And just another thing that I wanted to get into, which I was trying to hop on a few seconds ago, is the fact that they're asking this is what I'm hearing across the board, everywhere, not just the Eagleverse, media, social media, everywhere, all across the board. What does Nick do? And like, does anyone ask what Joe Judge got up out of here? Does anyone ask what both Harbaughs, like, what do they do? Offense, defense, whatever. These guys coach the whole team. Now think about this. People are forgetting things like clock management. We don't have to deal with things like that dealing with Nick. We're not dealing with the things that, don't get it twisted. McCarthy is a great coach down there in Dallas, but clearly he has an issue with that. They can't get the clock right. Still, he had issue with almost every damn Chargers coach in history has had problems with the clock. We don't have those issues. We more often than not have our timeouts at the end of a half, right? I've seen a few times where I could probably count on half of one of my hands the amount of times that I've seen us have issues with the clock. And then those issues, I hate to say it, it's a Thursday, but more often than not, it's Jalen Hurts with a quick brain fart sometimes. It happens, you know what I mean? Regardless of what, these aren't things that we hear the media or us as fans talk about ever, about our team having issues with the clock, having issues with penalties. Penalties, we're at the bottom, not the bottom half, not the bottom third, we're at the bottom quarter as far as penalties go last season. Like, these are things that we don't have to worry about because we have a coach, a head coach that has these things locked up. He's tied up. He might be a little wild out there, and I believe that's a lot of the reason why some people may want to get up out of here. There's not really their cup of tea with his boisterous sideline antics. I don't give a flock. No one likes us. We don't care. That's the type of coach I want. You know, the type of dude like Pat Beverly is. You know, you hate him when he's on the other team, but you love him when he's on your team. And I'm right here. I'm flying to dying for Nick Serianni as it stands right now. For now. You know what I'm saying? But I just think people are looking at this way differently than they should, but you know, everyone has the right to look at it the way they want to look at it. Once again, like I said, throughout the course of next season, people on this side are going to be proven right or wrong, and the people on this side are going to be proven right or wrong, and only the season can dictate which way it's going to be. So I say all that to say this. Till the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. Let's go. It's Fangio time. I'm with the Vics. Let's go. You know, and you know what else I like to do around this time, about this time. At this time, it's always Eagles o'clock around here. Open your eagle eye, poke your beak, and let's flock and go. We got questions. What you gonna do when Eagle Mania swoops down and runs wild on you? Let's go, Vic Fangio. Say it with me one time. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Let's go, y'all. Vic Fangio, who's next? Whoa, we got OCs to look at now, too. We better get some quick because we just saw, like, Dave Canales is gone. You know, other teams going to be looking for OCs, man. Better snatch this thing up quick. Do this thing quick. Could you imagine, bro? I'm just saying, bro. Eric Bieniemy coming through the buildings. That dude will tighten this shit, bro. Crack that. Let's flock and go, y'all. Get the flock out of here.